you go. All righty. Good morning.
Hello.
Oh, yeah. How are you doing, Nancy?
Okay. Did you get your roof and porch on?
Oh, no. I just got the lumber ordered.
Uh-huh.
It's going to be an ongoing thing for a little while anyway.
Now, when do you open up?
May 22nd.
Oh, okay. So you got a little time yet.
Oh, yeah. We've got a little time. Good morning, Frank. You're muted.
It's because my German Shepherd was barking.
Ah, there we go. All right.
What country are you in that it's still morning?
Huh? Oh, well, anytime. Morning is a happy time, so there we are.
Yeah, I'm not awake yet. That makes it happy,
There
right?
you go. That's it. That's it.
What did you say you opened May what?
22nd.
A second.
Yeah.
Reservations yet?
We got a few. Yeah.
That's
A
good.
few. Not a lot, but a few. So hopefully there will be more.
I didn't hear any more back from that woman that was roving around to see what was possibilities.
Yeah, we haven't heard anything from her either. So
She basically wanted to make it into condos.
yeah, we had thought about that, but it wasn't going to be that expensive, but it would be, you'd be making each room in the strip into an efficiency, and then you could put actual kitchens in 12 and 13, but and of course the two cottages would be the two cottages, just how they are.
How many acres have you got?
4.5.
See, that would be a problem. Because for each dwelling place, you would still have to have 40,000 square feet.
Really?
Yeah.
They don't have that up there at the duck trap over here at Chuck Trap Retreat.
True.
Do they?
Yeah. Good evening, Miss. Can't hear you.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Good.
Hello, William.
Hi, Bill.
Yeah.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Now we
Yes,
can
now
hear
we
you.
can.
Thank you. Scott, those guys behind you look like they're actually playing.
I know it.
Yeah, we were. That's our fire pit. We do that a couple of nights a week during the season.
Is Jay going to be with us tonight? Do you know, Elizabeth?
I don't know otherwise.
I tried calling him. I got no answer.
That doesn't stop him.
That's right. And I have his paperwork, so.
On the Harbor Ridge subdivision, that'll be up first. Steve Case has dropped off some. It's the same diagram you have, but it's a little cleaner showing the duplex. So we'll
Okay.
have that put into the file.
So, Scott, Dick, and Bill, you guys have read all of these ordinances and you know exactly the direction we're going, right?
I would give that a no.
Agreed.
That's a chancy thing there.
Oh,
Get what you pay for.
Hey, Jay's here.
There is Jay.
We have a speed reading course for anyone that would like to go through the ordinances in 5 minutes.
I've been through them and through them and through them, and I'm sorry, they're just not
Well,
plain.
I had to do it on my employees and I had to read War and Peace in 3 minutes, and all I got out of it, there was something about Russia.
What more do you need to know?
Big country, that was it. How's the temperature down there, Jay?
82 and sunny and beautiful,
Oh, that's too hot.
and not even humid, so it was good.
Jake,
You're not
is the
playing any
person
golf,
who-
though.
We can't hear you, Jay.
You still can't hear me?
Yeah, just
There you
barely.
go. Just barely.
How's that? Is that better?
A little bit,
How about that?
Better.
getting better,
Okay.
closer.
How about that? Better?
That's
No,
better.
Okay. If you go down to your microphone where you would mute yourself, on my screen, it's in the lower left-hand corner. There should be a little up arrow adjacent to that. If you click on the up arrow, you may get a microphone adjustment pop up.
Um, Looks like it's on a system. Is that any better?
That's much
yeah, there you
better.
go.
Okay, I have 7 o'clock, so we'll call to order this meeting of the Lincolnville Planning Board. I am Elizabeth Udi. This is Wednesday, April 14th, 2021. In compliance with social distancing, we are conducting this meeting via Zoom. And anyone who wants to participate can get the link on the town website or watch it live on cable channel 22. Recordings can be reviewed after the meeting on YouTube and on the town website. Planning board meets each month, second and fourth Wednesdays. Schedules and agendas may be found on the town website. And at this time,
Isn't it the second Wednesday and the last Wednesday?
what did I say? Oh, I said second and
said-
fourth. You're absolutely right, Bill. It is second and last. And schedules, let's see, and agendas can be found on the town website. I said that. At this time, let's see if everybody would introduce themselves, please, for the record.
Right, Terry?
Scott Harrison.
Bill Norfleet.
Dick from Mullen.
Jay Foster, alternate.
And so I have absent are at this point. Oh, it looks like Sandy's here, but we can't see him. Sandy, can you hear us?
He's muted.
Sandy, can you unmute?
I just did.
Okay,
I'm still messing with the video. I have no idea what's wrong with it.
so we have absent tonight is Janice Kay. We do have a quorum. So our alternates may participate, but we don't need them to vote unless they just want to, and I'd be delighted to designate them as voters.
Yeah, you really either need to designate or not designate for the record so that we are voters.
I would just as soon designate you both to be voters this evening if the board approves.
No problem.
Okay.
I approve.
According to, let's see. Oh, we're good there. On the agenda tonight are 3 applications, all having to do with an amendment or revision of an existing approved subdivision. The review of the minutes is also on the agenda, and we'll do that after we've addressed these applications, if that's okay with everyone. So moving on, first on the agenda, anything else I forgot before we roll on? Okay. First up is Steve Case. This is Harbor Ridge subdivision on Rocky Top Terrace, Route 1, north of Lincolnville Beach. Map 16, Lot 8. The packets included an application for revision to approved subdivision plan, a presentation letter, subdivision plat, prelim drawings for elevations and for the proposed structure. And Frank has informed us. I don't know what's going on with my screen.
I don't
Me
either.
neither.
Sandy just took over.
Yeah, he did. He's like
Sandy took over
made
all of it.
himself king of the screen. There we go.
I'm messing with this video. I can see a picture of myself, but I can't see you guys. I mean, you can't, anyway. I can hear you.
Frank just let us know that Steve has submitted some additional material, I guess, about the elevations. Is that right?
It's just a cleaner plan of the duplex, that's all.
Okay. So
And-
we're tasked with determining whether or not this duplex of 2 one-bedroom, 1-bath residences of 780 square feet each will have any impact on a previously approved subdivision. Is that about right, Frank?
It is, but under page 40, section 9.1.2, it does say additional lots or dwelling units. And according to the subdivision ordinance, Title 30A, the MRS, the section 4401, also, if you have additional units in a house, those are considered additional lots. So you need to look at this as if it was an additional lot to the subdivision.
Okay. Makes no sense to me, but I'm glad you guys are all here because you're smarter than I am. All right, Steve.
Yes, well, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for hearing my changes. I see you on and off, seems like for the past year, every once in a few months, you get surprised by me, but I didn't realize, I just figured that this lot was 4.5 acres, and in the beginning, I don't know how I misconceived that I knew there was plenty of frontage and square footage for 3 dwelling units if I wanted to, but I said, well, no, I live there, so I don't want like a 3-decker with 3 bedrooms in it. So I just wanted to make it small, and that's what I did. Well, the cost of building's through the roof right now anyway, so I definitely want to make it small, and that's why I'm here, because Frank enlightened me that it was change of use, and I had to go through this, which is fine. And it is only 26 by 30 with 1 bedroom in each apartment. So, you know, I feel looking at the ordinances that, you know, would, because it's so scaled down, the impact according to the rest of the subdivision would be minimal, because, you know, most houses are going to be 3 or 4 bedroom houses with, you know, a couple, or could be kids or children, whatever. It'd be way more impact than what I'm proposing here. So
If I could get some clarification.
yeah.
I believe on your original submission, and I was not part of the planning board at that time, you had suggested there would be some rental units, rental dwellings. I guess I was under the impression that you had revised that. So are you at this point saying that the approved plan, as you understand it, included a 3-family dwelling for rental?
No. I just knew that according to the regulations, that lot was plenty big enough road frontage wise, and you know, square footage, that I had it plenty covered, more than enough covered to do 3. But I don't want 3. You know, I'm not as young as I used to be, so I need a little residual. So I'm figuring 2 would be plenty, and 2 small ones would be fine. I don't need to have 2 bedrooms or 3 bedrooms. It just complicates things. I'm trying to make things simpler.
So the approved plan did not have, and I'm asking you other guys, a dwelling that Mr. Case was going to build, rental or otherwise. Is that right?
Not have a duplex.
Duplex.
Okay.
Not a duplex. No, it was single family dwellings
Single
on there
family.
that he was going to build and sell as units, you know, up there, but he didn't have a duplex on his plan. No.
Okay.
Right.
If I apologize because I don't have an agenda or any information in front of me because I didn't get a packet because I'm in North Carolina, but is the question here that we're going to take a lot that exists in an approved subdivision and make it smaller?
No, it's the
Make it
same size, but he's adding another dwelling place to it.
Okay, so we're taking a lot that exists on the approved plan and splitting it in half for 2 lots?
No,
No.
He just wants to build a 2-family dwelling.
What does the dwelling have to do with it?
okay, well, keep in mind, keep in mind the definition of a subdivision in the very beginning. A subdivision is either dividing a piece of property 3 times within 5 years. It's putting 3 buildings on 1 lot, makes it a subdivision. It's taking 1 building and putting 3 dwelling places in it, and that makes a subdivision. So what that's telling you is that the number of dwelling places has to do with, if you will, looking at a subdivision, the number of lots.
So this 1 lot is not going to change in dimension, but it's going to have a different structure on it?
It's going to
Right.
have a different impact on the subdivision because now I have a heavier use to subdivision. I have more people using a wash machine and dryer. I have different parking areas. You're impacting the subdivision.
Got it.
Right.
But it's still one building, just it's a
right,
duplex.
1 building, but that's I try to refer to that in my letter that what Frank just said, because if I did a duplex with 3 bedrooms or a triplex, let's say, with all these bedrooms, the impact to roads and traffic and all that would increase dramatically, and that would be a possible issue for you guys to argue over. But I'm figuring that I scaled it down so far, it's basically it's 2-bedroom house, but it's 2 separate houses because it's 2 different people. So.
Correct.
Right. So the lot size does not change. What we're looking at is the effect on the lot that was approved on the approved subdivision.
Change of use according to the ordinance is a change of use. So
Right.
went from single residential to a multi residential. So
Do all the reports in the subdivision that's been approved for the perk of the land show it as approved and acceptable?
yeah, I just got the septic design today for it. Actually.
Okay.
So I'm kind of counting that I'm going to get through, I guess.
So the next step is you need to go through the review criteria on page 44 to see which of those apply, which is going to start you at section 10, reviewing the general review standards. Just those that would be affected by adding another dwelling place.
So this will end up being an amendment to approved subdivision for that 1 lot usage.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So starting on section or Article 10, the entire Article 10?
Need to review all of the review standards according to 30A 4401. You're not going to have to go through them and vote on them. It's going to only be areas that are impacted that you'll be voting on.
Mm-hmm.
But you do need to make note of the fact, finding the fact that they don't pertain.
And I am looking at 440404, Article 10, review criteria, which in my subdivision book begins on page 43 or 42, I'm sorry. So am I looking at the wrong?
Part of that's review criteria.
Can I ask one question first, Liz?
Yes, please.
Does Nancy have it clearly in the record exactly what it is that we're doing with this 1 lot? Okay, she's shaking her head no. So I want to clarify for the record. We have an approved subdivision with a request that we don't change the dimensions of an existing approved lot, but what the structure was proposed originally is going to change from a single to a duplex unit.
Mm-hmm.
Does that pretty much put it in a nutshell?
It does.
Okay.
Yep.
So that whatever we look at in the review criteria only pertains to the fact that we had an existing structure on an approved lot that is now going to become a duplex unit on the same lot.
House.
Okay. And so does that mean we start with 10.1 pollution and go on from there very quickly?
That's not
All
me,
the
it's my
review.
dog.
Oh. What did you have for dinner? Yes, we start with
Yeah.
10.1 on pollution.
Yeah, I would say that's really not pertinent because we have a structure that was approved and it's going to be a similar structure added.
Correct. And 10.1 sufficient water, obviously.
Same rules apply.
Yep.
Yeah.
Municipal water supply does not apply. This is wells. Erosion, again, no change.
No.
Traffic, I wouldn't imagine there's remarkable change.
I don't think so.
Sewage
That's-
disposal,
Can I ask a question on traffic? Is
yes.
it going to add a driveway to this lot?
No, it's gonna be one driveway coming in and then like a, you know, a little larger parking area where they can turn a car
Okay,
around.
so
drive
no
out.
change in and out traffic on the main road. Okay.
No.
Sewage disposal
That's been addressed.
and municipal solid waste disposal.
That's been addressed.
Aesthetic, cultural, and natural values will remain the same. Conformity with local ordinances and plans.
Shouldn't change.
Financial and technical capacity, no change. Surface waters, outstanding river segments.
Does not apply.
Groundwater, subdivision will not, alone and it's already quality of the groundwater, no change there, no effect. Flood areas, there's no change there. Freshwater wetlands, river stream brook, stormwater, shouldn't be changed there. Spaghetti lots prohibited. You do know that there are no spaghetti lots in there, right? Lake phosphorus concentration,
Does not apply.
impact on adjoining municipality,
Doesn't apply.
and land subject to liquidation, harvesting does not apply.
He's already cut them all.
So nothing applies.
No.
And then do we move on to Article 11?
Isn't Article 11 and it's supposed to be an expansion of Article 10?
Article 10 is the state subdivision law requirements for a community or a municipality that does not have an ordinance or a planning board.
Oh,
Then the state standards are in Article 10. Article 10 was included in our subdivision ordinance just so that we would go through it as a planning board and be in compliance with the state law. Articles 11 and 12 are the standards for Lincolnville that Lincolnville developed for the subdivision ordinance that it has under its name.
Okay. So Article 11. Purpose, no change. Compliance with the comprehensive plan, no change. Utilization of the site. This has more to do with natural capabilities than what type of building is being put there.
excuse me, isn't the purpose isn't that the one thing that really does matter because it is changing?
You're right, Bill.
So that's where we get it. That's where we get in the record what we're doing.
So the purpose is changing from a single family dwelling
Yes.
to a two-family dwelling or duplex.
Yes.
Yeah, will the site support that is what that standard is asking.
Right.
And the site will indeed support that, correct?
1.5 acres.
Well, that 11.3, like Bill is saying, should be reviewed.
Utilization of site.
Yeah.
Reflecting the natural capabilities of the site to support development, using natural contours of the site, building envelopes. Roads should be located to minimize the appearance of buildings and roads to the maximum extent practical. Diversity and originality of the lot layout shall be encouraged.
Nothing has changed.
Nothing has
No.
changed, and I noticed you're situating the house kind of off center of the lot, which gives you a lot of the natural.
Yeah, it keeps the
Features.
whole pasture wide open, you know?
Yeah.
Well, that lot's going to have to, first of all, be a legal sized lot in Lincolnville. Secondly, it's going to have the proper setbacks side and front. If it
Yeah.
complies in all those manners and doesn't go against the standards for drainage and any other things, then the change to the site is not really that impactful.
Right. The lot has not changed. It's the lot that he was approved for in that subdivision.
What's gonna go on the lot that's changed?
Mhm.
Right.
11.33, board may require proposed subdivision include a landscape plan. I don't think that's applicable since we didn't, if it was covered in the first round. 11.4, preservation of natural and scenic historic features. Natural resources. This is not going to be a pertinent question, I'll bet you. I assume that originally this lot, were you planning to build on this lot? Or were you planning originally to sell it and have someone else build their home?
No, I think I was planning on building, whether to rent it or sell it. And then as the other lots are selling now, I'm saying, okay, I'll just keep this one. And but I wanted my cake and eat it too. I didn't want to have this monstrosity of a apartment building. You know, I'm driving by it every day. I just wanted to make it, it's simple. So it's,
Okay.
26 by 30. I mean, that's a small, it's only not even 800 square foot on one level. So it's a walkout basement because of
The requirement of 80,000 square feet with 200-foot road frontage. That was the change that took place. So that should be documented.
Which road are you talking about, Frank?
He's talking about
Rocky
the
Top
driveway.
Terrace.
yeah.
The lot where he had as a single dwelling place on it, now that it's a double dwelling place, the requirement now is I have to have 80,000 square feet or 2 acres, I have to have 200 foot of road frontage.
I believe he's got that, doesn't he?
Yes, because he has,
Yes, but
4
that needs
acres.
to be documented, the fact that that is the impact of the change.
Right.
so Frank needs that in the record.
Yeah, we can do that in the motion.
Okay,
I'll,
at this point, or wait till you finish?
okay. I'll put a motion forward that we include that in the record and that it's compliant.
I'll second that.
And a vote. Let me start with Scott. I need a
Yes.
verbal vote, yes. Dick,
Yes.
Jay,
Yes.
Andy,
Yes,
and Bill,
Yes.
and Elizabeth says yes. We covered utilities, sewage. We're going on to soil erosion. There should not be any change there or effect. Solid waste has been addressed. Water pollution. Addressed on the first approval. Impact on groundwater quantity and quality. There should be no impact. The wells, this will be one shared well, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Fire protection does not change. And floodplain management, no change there.
not applicable.
Stormwater management, no change. Well, on stormwater management, I'll assume that because the lot size has increased, the building size is also going to increase. And the impermeable surface is going to increase, along with the roof and whatever driveways and parking lots are put in. So I guess I will assume, I don't know if I should or not, but I will assume that the stormwater management that was in place for that one minimum size legal lot in Lincolnville is also going to be in compliance with a larger lot as far as stormwater management is concerned.
I think so. And for me, because the square footage of the house itself, the roof itself, which is the imprint for the, impervious is the 26 by 30. I mean, most houses, some of the people are building houses that are,
And
houses, they're a lot bigger than this,
the covenants for the subdivision required 2,400 square feet or less.
Correct, yeah.
So this is way underneath that maximum square
Right.
footage and on over 4 acres.
Right.
You just put that in a record, Elizabeth.
Okay, in the record now. Thank you.
All right.
And Freshwater wetlands identification, that wouldn't change from the previous approval. Phosphorus impact should not change. And I think that's it. Your covenants are not changing. Is that right?
Right.
If you want to, we should cover Article 12, but it really encompasses roads and streets, which are all approved.
Yes, and
With all
nothing's
the
going to be
Same driveway in effect, actually, nothing actually changes there for the whole of
Right.
Article 12.
correct. So we can make that a blanket review, done and done. Let's see, where's my? Are we forgetting something, Frank?
Muted, Frank.
You're muted. There you go.
The dogs are barking. If the board does decide to approve, then that means, Elizabeth, you should be signing the application. And then Steve, you need to record this with the registry of deeds within 90 days or else it becomes null and void.
Okay.
And I'm assuming on Article 13, performance guarantees, that Steve's last visit and the change in the performance guarantee that he altered for the road pavement
Yes.
covers. So,
Yeah, and I actually spoke with the paver today, and it might be end of April, beginning of May. He'll be by to pave.
Is that the
Great.
first course or the final course?
first course.
Just a binder.
Yeah.
If there's nothing else, I'll make a motion.
Please.
The board has determined that sections 11.3, 11.6, 11.9, 11.15 are applicable to the amendment to the approved subdivision. All those sections have been covered, including 11.6, where this increase in the size of lot was determined to be in compliance. Article 12 was deemed to be inapplicable because of prior approval. So I would move that the board approve the request for an amendment.
I'll second.
Nancy, that was Scott seconding
Yeah,
Jay's
Scott.
motion. And a vote, verbal. Scott, please.
Yes.
Dick,
Yes.
Jay,
Yes.
Sandy,
Yes.
and Bill.
Yes.
Thank you. And Elizabeth, yes. All right, Steve,
Yay.
you're good to go.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
job.
you
Hey.
very much.
Yeah.
Steve,
luck.
let it Jackie.
Huh?
That is Jackie.
Picture disappeared.
What next?
Yeah. I want to get done. This is like work doing this stuff.
I think you were retired.
Yeah, I'm trying. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All three of these looked really, really simple until I really got into them, and they're not that simple. So, okay, second application, and let's see. Where's Dave? We're going to move on to our second application, Stephanie Martin, Moody Mountain Road, the Moody Mountain subdivision, map 38, lot 20. This is a request by the joint owners of lots B, C, and D to combine, merge, or consolidate 3 separate lots into one large parcel. The packets contained application for revisions to approved subdivision plans, letter of intent, applicable plats. My packet did not have a deed, but I did look it up and found that all 3 lots were conveyed on the same date to the applicants and on one deed. And Stephanie Martin is here to present. Welcome, Stephanie.
Thanks. Thank you for having me tonight. It's nice to meet you all virtually. I want to thank Frank, especially for holding my hand for this process, what seemed like something very simple, but it turned into more complicated for me. As a biologist, I don't understand lot lines and planning so much. So hopefully what you guys all have in front of you, minus Jay, who's in someplace a little bit warmer, is the outline of the property as it stands currently with 3 lots on it. What I want to do is sort of erase those internal lots and make make it all one lot for myself and the house currently. So seems pretty simple. I hope it's a lot easier than the last one we went through. But I'll pass it back to you guys to see if you have any questions for me.
I missed maybe what you said, Elizabeth. Is Stephanie the owner of the subdivision or the owner of the lot?
No, she is the owner of 3 lots in the subdivision. She and, is it your mother, Stephanie?
Correct.
Are in joint tenancy, joint ownership of 3 lots that they just purchased last fall. The 3 lots were conveyed on one deed, not as 3 separate sales, but as one conveyance. And she wants to combine the 3 lots into one large lot.
Frank, can you explain why this comes under the subdivision ordinance?
Because you're changing lot lines in a subdivision.
Okay.
It should be quite academic. I mean, this is one of the, I agree with you. It's like, so why are they here?
Yeah.
But unfortunately, 4404 that says they have to run through quickly.
Okay.
This particular case, I don't think you'll find any of the standards pertain, but it'll just to say we have to run through it.
I mean, if we were doing one lot and dividing it into 3, but we're taking 3 and putting them into 1, right?
Right. You'd say, look, it's making it better.
Yeah. Okay.
So what remains of the subdivision as a result of all this?
Well, it's still a subdivision and it's still got the other lot that they existed, but they have just taken, Stephanie's just taken and purchased 3 of those lots and made them one lot.
Okay.
I mean, it could have been a case where it took a major down to a minor subdivision, but that's not quite the case.
I think the point should be made here that these 3 lots are in an approved subdivision. All 3 lots have been included in an approved subdivision, which means all the lots have perked and all the lots have done everything that was required under the approval of the subdivision, and they're all in compliance.
Thank you, Jay. And where are we? There we are. And I made no notes because the only thing I can think, I mean, as Frank said, does the consolidation of the 3 lots into one affect anything, any integrity, infrastructure, natural resources of the remaining land in the subdivision?
Yeah, I'm kind of at a loss here as to what we should be looking at in terms of.
Well,
approval.
it's that, unfortunately, that part's quite clear. You need to quickly run through section 10.
Okay, that's great. That's terrific.
Just through 10. Yay.
This lot created out of an approved subdivision will not, per each item in Article 10 is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I have Article 10.
Right away.
So Article 10, review criteria. Pollution.
Consolidation of lot will not affect pollution.
10.2, sufficient water.
Approved plan has sufficient water on it.
10.3, municipal water supply, not
Not-
applicable.
The change.
10.4, erosion.
Erosion was
That's
covered in the approved plan, and there's no plan to change that approved plan.
10.5, traffic. There should be no effect to traffic whatsoever off of Moody Mountain Road.
It's going to lessen traffic.
10.6, sewage disposal.
Same thing, it lessens the requirements for the property.
10.7, municipal solid waste disposal. It's not really.
Doesn't apply.
And 10.8, aesthetic, cultural, and natural values. I would think it would just improve all of the above.
Yeah.
10.9, conformity with local ordinances and plans shouldn't affect any of that. Is that right?
Probably puts it more in conformance.
Yeah.
10.10, financial and technical capacity. I think that's been answered. 10.11, surface waters, outstanding river segments. It's not applicable there. 10.12, groundwater.
Impermeable surface is going to lessen.
And 10.13, flood areas.
Not NA.
Freshwater wetlands.
Same rules.
If there were none affected in the approved plan, then there will be none affected on this amendment.
Agreed.
10.15, river, stream, or brook. Again, as
Same
Jay
rules.
said, if they were approved in the original, they'll be unaffected in this. 10.16, stormwater,
That was approved.
approved. No spaghetti lots.
We're getting rid of spaghetti lots.
You're not Italian, are you?
These were huge lots already.
Oh, okay.
Yep. 10.18, lake phosphorus concentration is not applicable. 10.19, impact on adjoining municipality, none. And 10.20, land subject to liquidation harvesting.
I think to the board's knowledge, that's not been affected and will not be affected by the amendment to the lot.
Okay. That is all of 10. Are we satisfied?
Yes.
And Frank, then the next step for Steffi and her mom is what, to talk with Vern?
The board should vote to the fact that they agree that the standards have been met. And then once again, the application needs to be signed by you, Elizabeth. And Stephanie, you will need to record this with the registry of deeds within 90 days or else it becomes null and void.
I believe it's already been recorded with the Registry of Deeds.
That's fast.
So should
Recorded
make
as
a-
one conjoined lot, though?
That's how the lawyers drew it up and have submitted it already to the board.
Okay.
It's a little bit of the cart in front of the horse, but no problem.
We could have really fouled that up this evening.
So I guess I need a motion, please.
I'll make a motion that everything has been, everything is not applicable and is approved as it was in the original plan. Is that right, Jay?
Well, we've gone through Article 10, which is the state subdivision law requirements and the standards for what would be an amendment to an approved lot, and it's met all of those standards in Article 10.
Okay, so I should say that it makes all the standards in Article 10. I make that motion.
I would second that.
And vote from Scott, please.
Yes.
And a vote from Dick
Yes.
and Jay,
Yes.
Sandy,
Yes.
and Bill.
Yes.
Elizabeth, yes. You are approved. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Stephanie.
Have a good night. Thanks, Frank.
You're welcome. Have a
Good night. All right. One more to go. This is Mount Holly subdivision on Pitcher Pond. Packet contains a letter of intent, application for subdivision, a butters list, deed conveying property to John Bias, and the plats. Mike Cummins put together quite a presentation. And it is my understanding from a note on the large plat that the purpose here is so that a portion of subdivision parcel 9, which is owned by Bias, can be conveyed to the owners of tax map 9 lot 7 to provide additional area for construction of a subsurface wastewater disposal system, resulting in a new boundary between tax map 9 and lot 5 and 7. This to me implies an adjustment to a boundary rather than a creation of a lot. So I'm confused. It sounds as if you've looked at the map.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, Mike, why don't you go ahead?
Okay. Typically, this would be a simple matter of preparing a deed and deeding a portion of your land to an abutting landowner. But where it's located in a subdivision, a previously approved subdivision, we're changing a boundary within that approved subdivision. I think this happened about a year ago when we had when I was on the board, there was an encroachment issue, and they had to move a line, and it seemed quite simple, but it took care of the encroachment, but it still had to come before the board for approval to change the line within the subdivision. The purpose of this sale of the portion of this 9-acre lot is so that the abutter Sharon Burnett will be able to construct a septic system on her lot, which is on Pitcher Pond. She's pressed for room, and this will give her the opportunity to upgrade the septic system and help with the condition of the lake as far as wastewater. I don't know what kind of system she has now, but it's certainly not what she'll be able to build on this parcel that she's buying from Larry or John Bias.
Well, that's not part of this evening's proceedings, is it?
Pardon?
That's
No.
not part of this evening's proceedings.
No, it is not.
No, no.
But the lot that Sharon presently owns is on the water side of the road.
Yes, that's
And what
correct.
is being suggested is that the boundary be moved so that she also owns a piece of land on the side of the road opposite the water. And so that would be the hope here, I assume, is to have one large lot that is divided by the road rather than two separate lots. Is that correct?
That's true. It's a 1 rod wide right of way that traverses along and on some of these lakeside lots. So it looks like it gives the appearance of a driveway when you're down there. But she owns it. Her property is actually located within the road at some point, and it'll still be subject to this 1.5 rod wide easement through the lot.
Oh, so this request is for an easement?
No,
Okay.
the easement already exists. She's just they're taking a portion of this larger subdivision lot and annexing her lot with it. The right of way is already there that passes through her lot.
And Sharon does not own the subdivision, correct? She owns a.
No, she's in a butter to the subdivision.
I apologize because I don't have this in front of me, but I'm just trying to get it clear in my head. And is this road a town road?
No.
No, it's not a town road.
Okay, good.
And me reading too much, of course, this road was developed after 1971?
Toptown Road or the Pond Road?
The Pond Road, Second Avenue, or whatever that one is.
I think that Pond Road has been in for probably before that for some of these cottages.
Which pond are we on? Pitcher?
Pitcher Pond.
Depends who you ask, Sandy.
I told you that was coming. There's some misspellings on some of the drawings in terms of, is it a picture pond or a pitcher pond?
Yeah, not my drawings.
Of course.
So who's representing the subdivision? Is it the subdivision that's giving up property here?
Yes.
Okay, who owns the subdivision?
The subdivision, it was the Mount Holly subdivision. It was approved back in the 80s.
Okay.
So these lots of
Go ahead.
the lot that Mr. Bias is selling a portion of has already been improved. There's on the plan of the lot that I submitted, I have his house and septic and garage and everything shown up near Cobbtown Road. This is at the far end of his 9-acre lot down by the pond's edge.
Okay, so the request is from Sharon Burnett to buy a section of an existing approved lot in a subdivision owned by Mr. Bias, which will diminish the size of the lot in the subdivision and increase Ms. Burnett's lot size to accommodate septic.
Almost correct, other than John Bias is making the request to sell it.
Okay.
Not-
So the request is coming from the subdivision owner to sell a portion of an approved lot, which will not diminish the lot size to less than an approved lot size in Lincolnville.
That's correct.
Okay.
Then are you implying that Mr. Bias is the subdivision owner?
Yeah.
He owns the
No,
lot in the
He owns
subdivision.
the lot in question
Yes.
that's being divided.
Yes, the original subdivider, I don't believe owns anything left in the subdivision. The
No.
lots have been sold off over the years.
Gone.
No, I had, yeah. Well, that's not important now. So you're not here though to ask us for permission for him to split his lot or to sell that piece of his lot.
Well, we need municipal approval to change anything about that lot because it's in an approved subdivision.
Okay,
So he would be, in the course of title work, it would come up that a portion of this was in an approved subdivision. And they wouldn't be able to sell it without town approval.
okay. And then once, all right, so once he sells this piece of his lot,
Mhm.
then the second question is, are you ending up with 2 lots for Sharon Burnett? Or are you hoping that that piece will be combined with the lot she owns on the water as one large lot?
That piece will be combined with the one on the pond because she'll need all of that area to get the septic system approved.
Okay,
This is getting confusing again.
yeah,
The way I look at this, the planning board are dealing with the meets and bounds of an approved existing subdivision. The meets and bounds of one of those lots that has been purchased within that approved subdivision is going to be lessened in size because a portion of it's going to be sold. So the dimensions of the subdivision are going to decrease by whatever the dimensions of the piece coming out of that one lot are. I don't know if we're going to be reviewing anything having to do with what's going to happen with that piece. I think that's Frank's purview, not ours. Once that's sold by Mr. what's his name Bias to Miss Burnett, we approve that change of that boundary line. What happens to it, I don't think is up to us, is it, Frank?
That's correct. You're right on, Jay.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. So all we're looking at is the fact that we have an existing approved subdivision that has boundary lines. One of those lots in that existing approved subdivision has been sold. That individual is going to change the size of his lot by whatever dimensions are in the application. And we're approving the lessening of the size of that lot because it's in an approved subdivision. That's what we're doing.
Yes.
Okay.
okay.
I mean, what our input would be confined to the reduction in the dimensions of Mr. Bias's lot are not such that it'll cause any zoning issues.
This is why
It remains a legal lot in Lincolnville.
this is why you'll be running through section 10, the general review standards. That'll cover what you said.
Good.
All right.
I'm just out of curiosity. Are in the southwest corner of Lot 9A, as you mentioned, there are some structures. Are those in existence currently?
Yes, they are. They were improvements. That's where Mr. Bias's house is. And they were placed there years before he even purchased the lot.
Okay, I understand. Thank you.
All right. So reviewing Article 10 again. And we'll start with 10.1, pollution. Now, before I go, I can't help, I keep asking these questions. But Mike, presently on this piece of property, your packet included subsurface waste disposal applications from 2000 and updated not terribly long ago. So something is already there on that land.
Well, we have the
or under that land.
There's an existing septic system where the house is at the southwest corner of the overall property. The septic system design that was submitted or plans they've had in the works for Mrs. Burnett to construct the septic system on the piece of land she's purchasing. That's the only reason we submitted it.
Is any part of the piece of land that's being sold by Mr. Bias affected his septic or
No, it's quite a distance away from there.
Okay, good.
All right. Article 10, 10.1, pollution. Obviously unaffected.
I don't see anything in the application that would affect pollution.
10.2, sufficient water. It certainly should be. Municipal water supply not applicable. Erosion, no change there from, see, this was 1988, this original subdivision, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
Traffic, there should be no effect on traffic. Sewage disposal, that's,
We should review that, and we just heard from Mike that there is no septic system being affected by the fact that this portion of the property is being sold from Mr. Bias's lot.
thank you. That's it. 10.7, municipal solid waste disposal, not applicable. 10.8, aesthetic and cultural natural values.
Yeah.
10.9, conformity with local ordinance and plans. Duly adopted.
The diminishing of the size of this lot does not take it below minimum size legal lot in Lincolnville.
And it's increasing the compliance to the other lot, isn't it?
Well, the other lot's really not under review because once this lot is diminished, it's within the subdivision. What happens to it afterward is really not what we're looking at. We're really looking at what effect it has on the lot that's in the subdivision and what effect it's going to have on it. And it's diminishing in size. So.
The new lot falls within the ordinance as far as size. 10.10, financial and technical capacity is not applicable here. 10.11, surface waters, outstanding river segments. That does not apply, I think, but we will get to 10.12, groundwater. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, was somebody saying something? Okay. 10.13, flood areas.
All covered previously in the site plan.
10.14, freshwater wetlands. Nothing changes there. River, stream, or brook. I don't think that one's applicable here.
Well, we can make the assumption, I guess, that there are no freshwater wetlands or river, streams, or brooks running through the portion of the property that's being taken out of the subdivision. Because I don't have a map.
No, the closest thing is the pond.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's on the other side of a road, if I heard correctly, right?
Yes.
That's right.
Okay.
Stormwater, no effect. This is not spaghetti lots, and it's not being turned into a spaghetti lot. Lake phosphorus concentration. It's not up to us to decide what's going to happen to this lot. So right now it is as approved when it was approved as a subdivision, right?
Right.
Yeah.
10.19, impact on adjoining municipality. None.
This is really going to mess up Northport.
Mess up what?
Northport.
Oh. And 10.20, land subject to liquidation harvesting. I don't think that's going to be happening. We're still consider. Okay.
Then I would make a motion that this proposal meets all the requirements under version 10, Article 10.
Okay. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Dick.
You're welcome.
Dick did that one.
About time.
And we need verbal votes, please, from Scott,
Yes.
Dick,
Yes.
Jay,
Yes.
Sandy,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
and myself, Elizabeth, yes. Okay, thank you, Mike.
Thank you. Would I be able to drop off the original drawing for signature before I record this? I'll leave it and pick it up in a week or so.
Okay, and I think, oh, so I have one here. Do I need to turn that one in for you all?
I have to bring one in that hasn't been folded. They don't like to bring
Oh, okay,
folded
gotcha.
plans up there. So I'll bring a rolled one in and leave it at the town office and then.
I made
at
a
your leisure.
point not
You
to
have,
put
should
highlighter
have a
all
little
over
bit
this
of
one.
time.
We're gonna
Okay.
need three, we're gonna need three of them signed, Elizabeth.
Okay,
Three.
so you
all
want
right,
me to
I'll
bring
the,
mine in?
I'll bring three of them in.
I'll have mine there too.
Okay,
All right.
All
He's
right.
gonna
Are you
bring
gonna
it.
need
Thank you.
all
You
5
don't-
signatures?
You're doing a wonderful job, Elizabeth.
thank you, Mike. I'm going
And
crazy.
Dick, I'm right across the street from you, so I'll walk up and meet you someday.
Sounds good.
Are you gonna need 5 signatures on that, Frank?
Yes.
Yes, you're all
Although
here.
you're not there, Jay, so you don't, if you're gonna have 3 on there, you're okay.
Okay, good. So I don't need to do anything.
No, what happened yesterday? I was called to come sign something and today there was nothing there.
Really? I left it there yesterday for you.
I wasn't there yesterday. I was there today and they couldn't find anything for me to sign.
I'll see what happened to it. It's on the counter standing. I'll give you a call tomorrow.
Yeah, let me know.
Okay,
All right,
Moving
thank
on.
you.
thank you, Mike. So we have some minutes to review.
Ooh,
And I was good with them. Anybody have questions or corrections, alterations?
I had nothing.
If there are no comments, I'll take a motion to accept those, the minutes of March 31st. Is that the right date, Nancy?
Yes, it is.
As presented.
I so move.
I'll
And a
second.
Second, good. And vote, Scott?
I wasn't in that meeting, so I can't vote on this.
Okay, Dick?
Just as a clarification on it, I just read somewhere that you can if you reviewed the minutes.
Yes.
I think
Okay, then, yes, I vote to accept, because I have reviewed the minutes.
I think the
Okay.
Maine Municipal Association just said that you can review minutes and even if you weren't present there, you can vote on them. I
I
read
think
that.
I think it was Sally who fielded that question.
Oh,
Right.
good.
Yeah.
It was.
All right,
So
Dick, a
are
vote from,
Are we accepting the roll call vote from Scott then?
yes, we are.
Okay.
And from Dick
Yes.
and Jay,
Yes.
Scott, Sandy, I have 2 S's, what can I say?
Yes,
And Bill.
Yes.
All right, and yes from me.
as always, Nancy did a superb job on them.
Thank you, Sandy.
These are nice minutes. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
I like them.
Thank you.
If there's nothing else, or is there anything else at the moment? I will not be present at the 28th meeting, but Jay has agreed to facilitate and
Bless you. Bless you.
well, Sandy, I called you, but you said you were half asleep and couldn't talk to me about it. So,
That's not what I told you.
so Jay will be facilitating on the 28th. And then
The
go
only
ahead.
problem I see with that is if there's 5 members present at that meeting, and I am not, I guess we need a clarification from the town office if it's okay for a alternate member who's not been voted to sit as a voting member of the planning board, because there are 5 present members, can be a facilitator. I just like a little clarification on that.
I think if we collectively agreed to that, I think you can go ahead and do it.
I think that's the story. If it's the board that itself that activates a
Designation of a voting sitting voting.
So as,
Yeah, but if an alternate member of the board has not been designated to sit on the board as a voting member, can he be a facilitator or she?
Oh,
Well, I
don't know.
think the point here is we want to designate you as a voting member for the meeting of the 28th.
As long as that's cleared somehow that that's okay, that the facilitator doesn't necessarily have to be a sitting member of the board.
Right. And you have facilitated a couple of meetings since I've been chair.
Doesn't
you
mean it
have-
was right.
Oh, okay.
And I believe each time I was designated as a sitting member of the board and then approved by the
Asked to
board be the
facilitate,
facilitator.
yeah.
So in this
So-
case, there were 5 members present and I wasn't voted to be on the board. Can I still be a facilitator? Clarification on that.
I went over the bylaws today and nothing says that we cannot designate alternate members to vote,
Yeah.
even if we already have 3 in the room. So,
I can kick the meeting off and designate Jay as an alternate and facilitator or whatever, put it up for a vote, the other members, and go from there.
that would be great, Sandy. Thank you.
Well, the question is, Elizabeth, are you not going to be present?
No, I will not be
So-
present.
If Bill was appointed as the alternate to the board for that meeting, and Dick and Scott and Sandy and Janice were all there, and I was not appointed to be a sitting member of the board, could I be the facilitator? That's the question. Or would I have
I
to be
see.
appointed to the board by the board, and Bill would remain an alternate so that I could be a facilitator? We need clarification on that.
Ah, okay. I will get clarification for you within
Okay.
the next few days.
Okay.
Is that all right with everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
Second.
And verbal vote. Scott,
Yes.
Dick,
Yes.
Jay,
Yes.
Sandy,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
and yes.
And whoever she is.
All right.
Say goodbye.
Thank you all so much.
Good night. Thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Good night.
Sleep well.